top 4 team as they've established a very due amount of credit for themselves. They came, they saw, they conquered, and they've innovated the entirety of the competition, but that's not going to be at the front of my mind as we start talking about the match that is now underway between Nagoya and New York University. New York taking the classic strat of the standard before the hero, getting the projectiles. Only getting 50, leaving some for its hero counterpart. Frag grenade sentry, as it's been called now, starting to pop off a little bit as it might have detected. It looks like it's actually trying to detect. It's a little bit left.
So many call-outs for NYU in the chat. Always love their online engagement. Really appreciate y'all being here. NYU making probably the biggest underdog run of the competition so far. Making it this far into the playoffs is incredible for a young team like them. They're actually in the lead here with one hit onto the sentry of Nagoya. And their sentry starting to do that spray and pray defense. I'm going to call it the cactus. It hurts everyone. You can't love a cactus. My wife loves cactus, but I don't know
cacti.
how. Yeah, cactus. She loves singular cactus too, so.
Nagoya actually had only 4 projectiles in their hero, and you can only buy them in multiples of 5. So I think their hero actually might have been able to fire.
And the hero.
And it does. Nagoya has been able to rectify the problem and actually gets the first blood on the NYU hero.
Yeah, NYU really risked it all there in round 1, trying to get a hero shot onto the sentry.
Certainly not anticipating that the Nagoya hero is going to be able to fire back.
We saw it work really well for NUS, right? Using the hero to take out the sentry. But if you miss, it takes so long to reload that you're sitting duck, which is what has happened here to Nagoya. Happened to NYU, allowing Nagoya to capitalize.
Nagoya's level 3 standard is going to be quite the force to be reckoned with.
Kylie, I can't tell you who to vote for. It's tough. I mean, you should vote for yourself, probably.
Nagoya looking like it has a pretty strong lead against New York University in this first round. 3 minutes left, though, anybody's game. But it's, as we saw in a previous match with Colorado, the level deficit from New York University is going to be hard to overcome, as Nagoya is a level 3 standard, level 2 hero.
NYU having an overpower issue there on their standard robot.
Nagoya absolutely crushing it.
Well played from Nagoya, round 1. Definitely not out of the question for round 2. This isn't such a dominant performance that that I'm ready to call the match, but round 1 probably going the way of Nagoya. What can NYU try to change in their approach, Matt?
I think they got to realize that the Nagoya hero can actually shoot now. I think they were not anticipating that whenever the New York hero set up right in front of it and was just taking its time, aiming at the Nagoya sentry. And I think they needed to take a little bit less time and a little bit more action.
Oh my goodness, some classic Tamu Pipe Gang members might be interested to see that Nagoya hero. It appears that there's no connection, which is what I was indicating as the pipe, between the top hopper and then the smaller bottom hopper on that hero. You'll see from the back of this, when it looks up, I believe there's actually just a discontinuous section where a 42mm projectile would fall straight into, or there may just be layers. We'll have to take a peek.
However it's firing, it definitely seems to be getting the job done. As long as it's able to hit, that's what's going to matter. It needs to aim up and, oh, there's a big hit coming across.
Yeah, but this is a lot of hero projectiles to take out 36 damage. One would think that you just
and there it goes.
4 standard projectiles to accomplish the same. And that's what I think NYU's got to work on for this next round, is I believe that the issue that they had comes from trying to use their hero to take out the sentry. I think spending the time to get those early hero shots cost them obviously the early level advantage as the hero died, and it's really hard to pull off.
Nagoya heavily in the lead the last 45 seconds of this match. Both of their robots level 3, while both of NYU's robots are level 2. That level deficit's going to be hard to recover from as Nagoya's finally getting to use its hero. I know that hero pilot's probably been waiting this entire competition to be able to do what he's doing right now.
Oh my goodness, the hero for NYU battling the hero from Nagoya, pushing them off of their base. They're doing pretty good defense here, but defense isn't going to win them this game. They're already behind.
With only 20 seconds left, I don't even think that the NYU robots would be able to get over to Nagoya's base, as Nagoya actually goes for a base kill and might be one of the teams that is going to be able to finish around with a base kill, and it is. Nagoya with a definitely interesting performance that we had not expected from them, seeing that all of their previous matches, their hero has not worked, but they got it figured out, and just like Singapore, they were able to pull out a strategy that they had not been capable of before, because we'll see what they decided to go with very soon.
Matt, we should be the one that write the tips on the screen. We have so many tips.
We do have so many tips. Like buy ammo at the ammo depot.
2, 1. Match start. Round 2, NYU versus Nagoya. Classic Sentry start from both standard robots, buying 100 projectiles each. Now that they have fully functioning heroes, that leaves just enough money. And NYU's standard starting to spray in mostly the right direction here, Matt.
Definitely better accuracy, at least in terms of where on the field they're shooting. Oh,
that was
and
good.
Back to the frag grenade. Looks like Nagoya's hero is going to start posturing to get some damage onto the hero from NYU.
Again, that early level advantage is going to be so crucial in teams that are evenly matched like this.
You do not want to give it away. Nagoya losing health very quickly, as now the first blood goes over to New York University. Now
with one projectile left, Matt.
A flip of the script from last game.
The standard from
module
NYU
offline.
literally able to take the kill with the last projectile. You can't make this stuff. You wouldn't script it in an anime. It would seem too unrealistic. This is incredible.
Here it is happening. Looks like Nagoya's standard's going to have a module offline error, and that's going to give NYU a very large advantage. However, their hero does work.
The
so
hero
they still
from
could be
NYU now firing at the hero for Nagoya. Doesn't seem to be hitting.
Got one hit.
Oh no,
it's going to
Nagoya
be a repeat kill
offline.
For that module offline. That's going to be definitely a problem for Nagoya, as NYU now has level 3 standard. We have been in the cockpit of the standard before for NYU, and it's not that accurate. So level 3 might just make it more accurate if they're able to shoot at a higher speed. But we might need to just see that for ourselves.
Yeah, level 3 standard now, level 2 hero for NYU. Waiting on that gold that'll come right now at the 3-minute mark. Now they'll be able to buy projectiles and make their next push. Leaving quite a bit of that gold for the hero, indicative of the fact that they're in that later half of the game and are now thinking more about the base than the robot-to-robot combat. Good play by NYU.
Ooh, and that's going to be a knockout from NYU on Nagoya, as now NYU goes to push the sentry.
Hey, Sean in Space, thanks for the follow.
Nagoya sentry taking a lot of damage. Looks like that's actually a pretty accurate fire from the standard on NYU. Going back for more projectiles physically and for virtually. 38 projectiles. I don't really know if that's a number that you can just buy, but I guess it might subtract from the negative that they might have had. That repeated module offline is going to be a very big disaster for Nagoya, giving level 3 to both the hero and the standard for NYU.
Hey, Britt, thanks for tuning in. Got NYU Sentry for a second. Looked like it was in a feedback loop triggering itself. Yeah, that NYU Sentry, it's really hard to predict what it's going to do, and I think that's one of its more formidable components. But the Nagoya hero, level 1, no support, able to almost tie this game up. 170 to 130. If he can land one more projectile onto that Sentry, they will actually take the lead by about 60 points.
See if the hero is able to do that, or if it's going to be getting shoved off. Both of the New York University robots doing a very good job of pushing the Nagoya hero off. Looks like the overpower is what stole the kill. Oh, it counted as a kill for the standard for New York University.
Really needs to get some base damage down, or just lock down this hero from Nagoya. Those are their two options, Matt.
Nagoya could still come back in this round as there's a minute left. The hero is still level 1. That is going to make it a lot harder to hit those shots with a much slower projectile speed and a much lower fire rate, but they're very good at controlling how fast they shoot.
Yeah, NYU, looks like they do have some sort of CV working on there. You can see when it sees a blue robot, it does stop spinning in full circles and starts to just patrol a little 40-degree.
Just about as quick as the revive goes up for Nagoya.
Knocking that hero out was huge. 70 to 40 HP. The hero for Nagoya almost able to clutch up round 2. But now NYU's got the base available, doesn't get any chip damage down. Matt, that would be one of our tool tips on the loading screen, I think.
I think it would, because there's 13 seconds left. It still could be.
Yeah, the hero for Nagoya would have to land 2 shots back to back. 3 seconds left. There goes the hero. They'd have to lob it now, and it will be NYU for round 2, pushing us to round 3 of Nagoya versus NYU.
NYU doing a very good job of being able to do these split decision, or I guess split record matches. 1-1 now.
And one other one. 3, 2, 1, start. And that's why I have a misspelled Twitch account name. Now you guys know. NYU versus Nagoya, round 3, 5 minutes. Will decide the fate of one of these teams and end their RMNA run. I'm expecting a slow start, but I am wrong, as both of these teams charge forward. Nagoya scoring a little bit of extra damage here.
I think Nagoya might be the one in favor if they're able to keep that standard online.
Yeah, they're able to start getting some chip damage onto that sentry. Really well done. Chased off by NYU, but NYU not able to commit and get the kill. So no early experience here.
No early experience yet. We are still a minute into the match. I'd say early is around the 2-minute mark, when early switches to mid. At least for teams like
some long-range shots coming from Nagoya, trying to get damage onto the sentry, scooting up now as they were unable to hit him, and now they're starting to chip away, while their hero is just soaking up damage. It's a good strategy. Occupy the NYU robots with your hero, while your standard's able to do some damage. Now 130 damage dealt onto the sentry of NYU.
That's a pretty reasonable chunk of damage. You might be able to actually hear those projectiles coming through.
Here.
There is a lot of projectiles flying in a match. That, ooh, interesting choice to just overpower.
All right, so now NYU has the sentry health disadvantage, but with a strong level lead, we'll see if they're able to take out the robots from the opposing side.
Standard for NYU is going to run out of ammo. Pretty impactful. Oh, interesting. Nagoya had a issue one time at the end of their match where their hero was just
lob
going in overdrive mode, and it seems like that might be the case. Looks like Nagoya, instead of having only the hero to fight with, now is only going to have the standard. That is one thing that they are used to. Yeah, looks like the hero is just going to keep dying to overpower, giving level 3 to New York hero and standard.
Only thing the levels do, though, Chad, is increase your power limits and such, allowing you to have a more advantageous robot in these skirmishes. So NYU's got to capitalize by killing Nagoya as they get really close to taking out the standard, and there it goes. Now they've got to use this moment. Can they continue this momentum? They either need to kill the sentry or chew through the rest of the base armor HP. Looks like they're deciding to go for the sentry.
Overpower, so brutal to watch on Nagoya from its hero that they had worked so hard to be able to get functional is now no longer so. Technical difficulties plaguing Nagoya the entirety of the competition.
Matt, looks like they're kind of doing a split strat. The standard for NYU running at the sentry, and the hero able to chew all the way through the base shield and is now nuking the base of Nagoya. NYU with a huge lead now, 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. A level 2 standard, probably not going to be able to chew through enough of the sentry and the base to catch up. NYU, absolutely incredible.
Gonna need a few more projectiles to finish that base off with about 1,000 health left for Nagoya. A minute left. It's gonna be really hard without a hero for Nagoya to be able to come back.
Chad is asking about the long stick entering the arena. We haven't talked at all about it. That's the reloading ladle. So for the participant safety, you can't stick your hands in here. These golf balls are flying close to like 70 to 100 feet per second. And so you use this small metal ladle to reload the projectiles in your robot. Good catch. NYU's hero lining back up to see if they can finish off the Nagoya base. 3 more hits, 2 more hits, 1 more shot, and NYU moves on.
That's going to be the end of the road for Nagoya, putting on a very good show at the end. Sadly, just not able to have both of their robots working in the rounds that they needed them to.
Matt, what is this losers bracket? These are not the matches I would have predicted. NYU was my Cinderella story. I was very happy for them getting out of groups, but honestly didn't predict them to go much farther than this initial group stage.